Hey, it's your boy Kenny Braswell with 5 Flow, 5 minutes of motivation and not much more. Hey, we're entering that season where we're beginning to come up on a new year, and this is the time of the year that we begin to start thinking about new beginnings and we begin to start thinking about changes. You know, the narrative during this time of the year when it comes to resolutions and things like that always tend to tilt towards people who are at a crossroads and people who are not satisfied with their lives and people who are looking for new ways to do new things. And there's another section of people out there, and it's actually the sect of people that I kind of fall in. Like, I don't really have any things that I'm believing for or wishing to do in the new year that's going to change my trajectory in life. However, it is going to change the upliftment and the building of my life. And so there are folks out there who have actually been successful this year, right? Who have actually accomplished their goals, and they're doing well, and they're doing the things that they want to do in life. But the atmosphere feels a little shaky for them, and they're unsure about the successes that they've had, and they're unsure about what they look like. And so what I want to talk to you this morning about is the 5 reasons that you may feel alone in your success. And so there's 5 things that I think that we deal with when we are successful that other people don't see. They will see. You live long enough and you be successful long enough, you will see these things. Well, let me share these 5 things with you in these 5 minutes. The first one is letting go of the old, right? And sometimes we feel very lonely in our success because we do have to let go of the old. We have to let go of old friends. We have to let go of old habits. We have to let go of old lifestyles. We even have to let go of old mindsets, the way we think about things and the way we approach things. And sometimes when you begin to change in that manner, it can feel really lonely because you don't have as many people to talk about what you're going through. But that's next level stuff. Folks out there that are being successful, and while it feels like you're alone, you're not alone. It's just more work that you have to do and more expansion of your circle that you have to find a way to figure out. The second thing is that your system of exchange changes, right? And so the things that you exchange your talents for, the things that you exchange your gifts for, are different now when you become successful. And so you value your time a little more, you value your money a little more, you value your resources a little more, you value your contacts a little more, and you also value yourself a little more. So the things that you were really willing to give up on the come up, you're not so willing to give those things away anymore because they have now increased in value. And sometimes that can make you feel a little alienated because the way that you've dealt with people in the past is not the way that you can deal with them now, and they may feel some kind of way because you won't give them the things that you used to give them in the way that you used to give them to. So our value changes with respect to those things that we're willing to let go of for the dreams of others and not for the dreams of ourselves. I think the third thing is the unfamiliar. I think that oftentimes when we're successful, things begin to look unfamiliar. When you expand your territory, right, and when you move into new territory, that territory looks different, and you have to be able to then identify new friends and new resources and new people, become familiar with new systems, right, and a new way of thinking, because the way that you used to think don't work in this space. And so that unfamiliar can make you almost feel like you're not successful, and it's not a it is an indicator of success, right? It is not that your success does not exist. So expect the unfamiliar when you begin to start being successful in your life. I think the fourth thing is that your public profile is misinterpreted, right? So the way that people see you, they see you differently, and they see you in this new space, and they see you doing this new thing. Oh, he ain't all that, or he think he all that, or he used to hang out with him or us, and he ain't this way anymore, or she ain't this way anymore. And so when you become successful, you can almost guarantee that your public profile is going to be misinterpreted by the things that people believe you are, but not what is necessarily in your heart and what is necessarily in your work or in your ministry. So expect that people are going to see you differently. I think the other one, which kind of ties right into that, is the perception of others, right? When you become successful, you begin to start looking at people through different lenses, right? And so you can see someone who's fake faster. You can see someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart faster. You can see someone who is deceiving or plays in deception faster. And because you have more knowledge about who you are and where you want to go, your perception of others can begin to change because you're actually functioning under a new rule of operation. And so again, that can make you feel alone, but you're not alone. That's just an indicator of success. And I got a bonus for you. And the bonus is your rules of relationship change, right? And so because you are trying to go where you want to go, and because you are trying to be successful, you have new conditions on your relationships with people, with your relationships with respect to your family and how you relate to people. You have a different expectation for the people that you allow in your life, in protection of your dream, in protection of your sanity, in protection of your resources. And oftentimes when your perception begins to change of others and your circle begins to shrink before it expands, that can make you feel very lonely. And again, it's not meant for you to feel lonely. It's an indicator of your success. And so as we move into this kind of period of the year where we're beginning to think about new things and we're beginning to think about new pathways, know that most of the things that have made you feel like you are alone in your success are just indicators of success. And so let's move into the last part of this year real strong so that we can move into the next year real strong. Let's share the knowledge that we gain as a result of the successes that we have. And I think at some point, there's a saying that says the boat rises with the tide. Some of you are sitting in boats and you're doing things in your respective boats, and that's okay. But those of us who have become successful in our spaces of successful are responsible for the tide. So in order for you to rise, somebody has got to be mindful of the tide. And so this is Kenny Braswell with 5 Flow. I see you next week. Make sure you check us out on blaze1radio.com. Also Fly TV, Fatherhood Today. Peace out.